Hello everyone, Burnix here, and Jonathan, RehTro, get the root of all gaming. Today we are playing Haunting with Polter Dude. I actually played this game several times when I was a kid and never understood it.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever played this, so this will be a first time for me.
So he's got two, as you can tell.
Yeah.
So the premise of this game is that you were a skateboarder and you died on a skateboard. Well, here's our plot anyway. So that's Mr. Man. He's an angry business guy.
Right.
And he owned a skateboard company. Well, he made shitty skateboards, and your piece of shit skateboard breaks, and it makes you die. So now you follow him to every one of his houses, and you scare him and his family by jumping in and out of these things to make these jump scares for him until you scare each family member out of the house.
Okay.
But to do that, it takes energy. And once you run out of energy, you have to go down to hell and do this really long, annoying thing to get all your energy back, and then you come back. So pretty much, you're following him house to house, scaring family.
Okay.
And you can't control any of this, so it's kind of... So there they are. Sleazy sardines in their snazzy new home. Looks peaceful.
Okay. So you got to scare the poor folks that are walking in there.
Yes, a little girl, a little boy, the dad, and the mom. So, oh god, I think this is a tutorial one. Good, alright. Yeah, you see their little shits, whatever.
Right.
Family of wasp. So you do that, jump in and out of stuff. So that carpet's going to do something. It shows you their comm meter.
Okay. Well, do they have to be near you, I guess?
Yeah, they have to activate it. So everywhere there's a little sparkling thing, so he does that. It goes,
oh, okay.
and see now his fears.
So if you jump into it, it's ready for when he comes up.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's also things that you can jump into and chase him, like this rocket chair. Remember, you jump into it. Should let me jump into it. Yeah, I can actually. I'm driving it. That's actually me.
How many times you got to scare him? You got like a meter to go down?
Yeah, you got to scare the shit out of him. And this is how you can chase him out of rooms. He has lost his fucking shit. So he should be... And you do this spin thing that's stupid. So now, he goes out, you literally just... He's pretty fucking scary.
So now you need to move on to someone else, right?
Because you gotta scare him all the way. Yeah, he's terrified. He should go run out of here. Oh, nope, he just went down. So you see that little green bar right there at the bottom of the screen?
Yeah.
I've got one more scare that I can do,
right.
And then I've got to go to hell. This is another one I think I drive. Yep.
There you go, hack him up.
He's not hacking to it. There he goes. So now he should go flying out here. Okay, there he goes. Vito is fucking done. He should go running. Okay, so I ran out of ectoplasm. So now I have to go to, pretty much have to go to hell and get these drops.
Okay.
It's very slippery controls. Is the best word I can...
Yeah, it looks like it's kind of floating around in the bloody water.
Yeah. And you have to get all this ectoplasm. And there's big drops, the little drops, also the orange for you.
So, how much do you have to collect to get that?
You pretty much, I've tried to collect all of it, I've tried to collect none of it, and pretty much you have to just follow the drops to the end of the level. As you notice, see how it's leading me?
Yeah.
This is the one part of the game that makes it kind of rough, because I remember scaring the family out of the first house.
Right.
But then they go into a second house and it's bigger, and you have to scare them out. See, the jump mechanic is very springy. So you scare them out of one house, and then they go into the bigger house, and there's more stuff. And, I mean, it kind of gets a little boring, because I think I might have got them in the third house. They just become tougher and tougher to scare, which means you've got to use more and more of your ectoplasm,
Right.
which means you go to hell more. So I just jumped a little dot over there in the corner.
Can you stand over?
Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
Yeah. And one of these buttons should bring up the map. Oh yeah, and you can change what you do to a voodoo or...
I mean, he's still in the house, so you haven't scared him out.
It should show me the map. Yeah, alright, so it shows you where he's at.
Right.
And you see the doors where they can get out.
Okay.
So... So he should be running away. Run away. I mean, there's a...
Made his pants fall down?
Yeah. That's what gets me going. Come on. Get out of here. There he goes. The door is right here. I don't know what he's doing. And there's sometimes I've scared him 2 or 3 times. And, there he goes. He's gone. Cool. I get like a plasma for that. So if you can scare him really quick, then you don't have to go to hell.
Right. Alright.
There's a ton of variety, which I like.
It looks like The Mask.
Yeah. Smoking.
It's the type of game that I probably would have hated as a kid.
It's a little steam monster. Especially when you don't understand what you're doing.
So, remind me. I know we watched Doll Man versus Demonic Toys, but remind me what, not that, but what's something that scared you as a kid that wasn't Doll Man versus Demonic Toys? Because you obviously
Misinterpreted the...
Correct. You misinterpreted the fear factor in that movie.
Greatly.
So, do you remember anything else that was...
Gremlins. Like whenever they ate the person in the bush. Like I think the guy falls in the bush and the bush shakes.
Yeah, and the bush is shaking, yeah.
And then the old lady when she gets propelled out of her little easy chair thing out the window, that was kind of...
Oh, the wheelchair
Yeah.
lift in the house, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that scared you?
It was creepy. I think the creepier parts I remember of it is when the guy goes in the bar and like the bartenders are gremlin.
Yeah.
And like one's hanging off the ceiling fan and stuff. Come on, woman.
What's the first horror movie you remember watching?
Like, honest to God horror movie, probably Dusk Till Dawn. Like,
It's kind of a mix, but it's a
I mean, yeah, it's definitely
crime, action, horror movie
Yeah.
in a way.
Oh, I guess I kind of always hung my hat on Doll Man versus the Demonic Toys, and now that I've watched it, I was kind of like, alright. Guess I was a fucking idiot. I guess it's just funny of what things scare you when you're little. Because you don't understand.
Yeah, I mean, that's true.
And actually, going back and watching Pet Sematary, it kind of wasn't that bad anymore.
Yeah, because like I told you about the episode of the 1983, I think it was. So that tells you I was only 5 years old at the time. But where the girls in the cocoon transforming and hearing that beside my bed. But I want to say there was a couple other things. I tell you one thing that used to scare me all the time, but I would still do it. Oh, the Tales from not Tales from the Crypt, Tales from the Dark Side has this particular music at the beginning, and it was like the negative of photographs, the way they did it.
Mm-hmm.
But just the sound of that, and it always came on late at night, and of course you only had 5 channels on the TV at the time.
Mm-hmm.
But I can remember hearing that and then just being terrified in my bed and not being able to sleep. But there was that one episode, and I might have told you this, I can't remember. The one episode where the grandfather is obviously dead, and the mother and the son, and they're all having dinner one day, and the grandfather his face is all messed up. He's starting to rot and everything else.
Oh.
And the guy's dead, but he doesn't believe that he's dead. And they're trying to convince him of that throughout the episode. And till it gets to the point where you can tell the family is just so sick of it at this point. They can't eat. I mean, they're sick to their stomachs when they see him come down for dinner or whatever. So at the end of the episode, the son actually takes the pepper and dumps it onto his plate. And of course, the grandfather at that point goes to eat something, and then he has to sneeze, so he grabs the thing up and he sneezes, and of course, it doesn't show his face anymore at that point. And then that's when he realizes, holy crap, because when he holds the paper towel in his hand, or the napkin they were using, that's when he realizes maybe I am really dead. And then he's sulky, and he goes on up the stairs, and the camera pans down to where you can see this. You would think you're going to see this big chunk of meat there, and just as it gets there, you just see a turkey leg, like on a plate, like a separate scene, because I guess they didn't want to show it. But I don't know why that creeped me out so much.
Huh.
The fact that someone blew their nose and their entire facial skin came out in their napkin.
I mean, it's always the power of suggestion.
And then, of course, the music come on, and then I'm laying in the bed like, now I can't sleep, and I think things are in my closet, and I hear things outside in the hallway, and there's someone in the corner staring at me in the darkness.
Oh, gosh.
Those kind of feelings.
That's the worst. That is the worst.
And then I want to go upstairs and climb into bed with my parents. But as you're going up the stairs, you just have this need that you want to run up the stairs really fast.
Mine would always be, if I freaked myself out in bed, my heart would race. Oh, shit, we went there. So, my heart would race, and,
I don't know what that was. It said B.
So, and I might do the whole, and you've spent the night with me before. I sleep with a pillow on my head.
Right.
And I did that. That's a two-step thing. One, from working night shift so much.
Right.
And two, back in the day, it was that whole, if you're underneath the covers, the monsters can't get you kind of thing.
Right.
But I would get hot because it always get steamy under there because you're breathing underneath the covers. So that's kind of how the pillow started a little bit. And then I started working third shift jobs when I was pretty young when I started in the workforce. So then that's kind of how it translated. So whenever I'd freak myself out, think, something's over there, or I heard something or something like that, my heart would race. Well, then, when you can hear your heartbeat in your ears, I would always feel like it was something running through the house. And that was always my biggest problem. Because I would freak out, and I'm like, it's like something's running through the house. And it's just ridiculous.
Right.
How it's all fear is psychosis. I remember my stepdad used to, some nights he'd work really, really late where he normally got home maybe 7 or 8 o'clock. I think he was kind of like a second shift at the plant he worked at. But there were sometimes he'd come in at 1 or 2 in the morning from working over. And I always remember hearing his truck sound the same, or if he rode his motorcycle. I just knew the sounds. But there was just one night, I guess it's one of those days where, you wake up from a dream, but you're kind of still halfway in that dream.
Right.
And I did that, and it was that whole thing where I felt my heartbeat, and I was like, dum, 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 dum. I was like, somebody's out on the porch, or something like that, and I was like, no, that's stupid. But he actually, what I heard, what woke me up, was his truck pulling in the driveway, and I didn't realize it. So my heart's racing, and just about the time where I'm telling myself, stop doing that, you're an idiot, whatever, I hear dunk, dunk, and that's his work boots on the front porch, and I'm like, this isn't real, because I always slept on the living room couch, and we had these big windows that go from the side porch all the way up to the door, and I see this big lurking shadow walking across the porch going, dong, 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 and I'm like, this ain't real, this isn't real, this isn't real, this isn't real, and he gets to the door, and I'm like, oh my god, he's rattling the doorknob, and he knocks on it, and I guess he thought, because I'm in the living room, that I'd come up and unlock the door for him, and I was like, oh my god, they're trying to get in, and I was just frozen with fear. And so then he gets his key out, he's like, fucking shit, fucking Brent, wake up, fucking blah, blah, blah. And he opens the door, and he was like, he was a mechanic, so his pants were greasy, his shirt, he wore a black shirt, and his face usually had dirt on
So
it.
a little like Michael Myers.
Yeah, And he goes, hey! And he was mad at me because he's like, hey, why don't you open the door? He's like, hey! And I was just like, ah! 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 And I screamed fucking bloody murder. And the funny thing was, it scared the shit out of him. And he starts going, ah! Because he was thinking that he was going to go in there and either see a sleeping me or fuss or yell at me. He wasn't ready for me to start screaming in his face as he walked in. Then my mom comes down the hallway with the fucking 357 that's underneath their bed. And she's like, what's going on, baby? And he's like, I don't know, something's wrong with Brent.
He's terrified me.
Yeah, I was fucking scared shitless. Here, you play the next level.
I'll try.
So, the A button. Right behind you. Sorry, butts.
Let's see if I can figure this out a little bit.
So, now you gotta go through hell. Yeah, you see how...
Oh god, this is horrible.
Yeah, you see how slippery those controllers are?
I mean, it's just barely matching, so...
Yeah, it's like an ice level. Oh, you're too close. See, yeah, it's springy. See how... Yep.
Okay. I got you.
Those controls suck dick.
Oh god.
There's a spin move you can do by holding, I think, the C button, but it drains your ectoplasm, and I've never seen a point for it.
Oh, this is bad.
Yeah.
I'm just going all around it.
You thought I was being a little clumsy with the controls, didn't you?
Yeah, I thought you were.
You realize it's actually doing pretty decent. Oh, get the D.
What's the D?
I don't know
what the D. You get the D.
Well, it's gone now. So think about it, guy. You see the flashing down there? We usually your face is like, yeah, what you do?
This is really bad.
So, funny story about my stepdad. He, well, the first part was not funny. He rode a motorcycle forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. He always rode to work.
Right.
Well, he got about, I want to say 2 to 3 miles from the house, and he's doing like 30, 40 miles an hour, and he hit a deer head on. Deer ran out in front of him, and he saw the deer. He slowed down. He tried to lay the bike down, and pretty much he laid the bike down, and his leg got caught between the bike and the pavement.
Wait, did you say funny story?
Yeah, it's good.
Okay.
We gotta just get the statistics.
After the terrible injury.
After the terrible injury and him being handicapped now, and about ripped his leg off, and he went through therapy and surgeries. He's now disabled. 1 million pills a day. Some days has good days, some days has bad days.
Right.
So he doesn't drive anymore because he has spasms. And I spend a lot of time with him, and we work on stuff around the house and go places. And he'll just literally be walking, and he can either bump something with his leg, or either just have a spasm. He'll just be like, oh god, ooh, and like hold his leg, and like I've just seen him normally just sitting in a chair and be like, oh, kind of like a Charlie horse. And so you press the A button to jump into things.
Okay.
And it's pretty much anything that shines. And then you press A again, jump out of it. So those are booby traps. And then ones where you jump in and it gives you a red meter, it means you can press the B button and then you can do things with it. So anyway, so he'd have these spasms, and I was talking to him there for a little bit, and I was like, why don't you drive yourself? And he's like, well, I can't ride a motorcycle. I was like, well, I get that. I was a dead dude that came out of that clock.
It was.
He's like, well, if I have a spasm while I'm going down the road, and I'm just sheer, like, if I'm going 60 miles an hour with traffic in front of me and traffic behind me, and I have one of these spasms, I could kill somebody or get hurt. And I was like, you're right. So he, you remember those the solar torches you put out in your yard that are solar powered?
Yeah.
People line their gardens and their driveways with them.
Right.
Well, they were hot shit back a little while ago, and we had a Fred's. Oh, you should have got the ectoplasm.
Oh, I didn't even see it.
Yeah, that's the whole point of, like, when you've scared them out of a room, if you did a really good job and did it quick enough, there'll be ectoplasm, and you can collect it before they go out the room. So anyway, there was a Fred's in town, and everybody's like, oh, Fred's are so nice. It's like a fancy Walmart. It's like a fancy Dollar General. Yeah, white trash for you. So he goes and buys like 10 or 12 of these solar lamps and puts them in the yard, lines the driveway with them like everybody did. And he was so proud of them. Every time you go over there, he's like, you like them solar lamps? I got the bronze one, it makes it look antique and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, you're fucking, see that? I get that. Yeah. You press the start button to see where they went if you lost them.
Okay, a little Flo went to...
Right out the door you were in. So, and he would always talk about them, and he'd be like, "You almost ran over him." You know, coming in or backing out, and I'm like, "Didn't run over your damn lights. Get over it." And there was actually one day I wasn't paying attention, and I backed over one. He's like, and made me go immediately to Fred's and buy him another one. But they were out of the bronze looking ones. They only had like the silver ones or the black ones, and I was like, shit. And I came back with it, and I'm like, "Here's your lamp." He's like, "That ain't bronze." I'm like, "Well, this is the only ones they had." And he's like, "Well, you just take that shit and throw it out in the yard and blah, blah, blah." And I was like, "You ain't gotta be such a jerk about it." And he was just all the time about it. My sister ran over one, and then like when my mom would cut the grass, she almost ran over one, and he ran across the yard with his cane like, "You gonna run over my torches?" So he got so fed up with it, he's like, "You know what? I'm gonna cut the damn grass." And he was cutting it, and he'd go through there and pull them all up so he could cut it, and then put them back in the holes and everything. And he's like, "You know what? I might put me a little concrete in the ground. That way they'll be solid." And I'm like, "You're gonna concrete in $2 a piece torches?" So a couple weeks went on, and I was standing on the front porch with my mom smoking, and my stepdad was cutting the grass, and he's doing his little tracks, little circles, and he was getting real close to the torches, but he knew that he could get like one right beside it. And so he's coming in, and he's taking the turn coming back towards the house, gonna run down the road. Well, right about that time, he has a leg spasm. He's like, "Oh shit, my leg!" And goes right through every one of those fucking torches. So he's like, "Ah!" And he's trying to grab the steering wheel, get out of the way, but he can't move it. And it's like, it's just chopping them up and slinging them. And the look of him going, of my torch, my leg, my torch, my leg. And me and my mom are trying to get to him, and we're running across the yard laughing and also concerned as he fucking eats his torches up. Oh, and then like one got stuck and it burned out the belt in the lawnmower and dulled the blade. He's like, "Do you see that?" I was like, "What, that big old fucking dose of karma?" "Yeah, I saw that."
Oh, this game sucks.
You don't like it?
No,
Oh.
I don't like this game.
Ouch, that dungeon's nasty, man. Like, all I wanted was some RehTro, y'all. No? No need for them to go ballistic on me, whoever they are. Oh well, see you next time. Alright, guys. This is the end of our Halloween night, because it's like 5 in the morning. Jonathan's got to go to work. So, Brennicus and Jonathan RehTro, see you next time.